Here we go. Yay, I'm so excited for another episode of Simply Felicity. For those of you that have seen my videos before, you know I'm excited because I have a little set piece. I don't do anything, but I have a little set piece today, and I am celebrating the fact that this is my first video with the HD camera, new camera. So yay. So I want to say a special thank you to my supporters on patreon.com. We have a community of mutual support, and there's nothing like people that have your back. And so thank you guys for having my back. Thank you for supporting me each and every month. And I hope you can see the quality difference. And I'll be doing upgrades more and more. One day it'll be a whole set, but for now, we got the rose in the vase. So I have an incredibly special person to celebrate this first time on the really cool camera. So Yasmine, it's you as my first guest on the nice camera. Yay! So
I'm over trying to set it up. I'm like, okay, so let me figure out how to set this up nice.
sure.
So
Your face looks great though. We get to see you big and clear. But while she determines how far, how close, whatever she's wanting to do, let me just tell you. And it's Yasmine, right?
yes.
All right. I just gotta be sure. It's Yasmine Brown from Beauties on Successful Strives, her
Yes.
awesome boss company. If you didn't get the acronym as I was saying it, Beauties on Successful Strives. And Yasmine and I have something in common because this show is to encourage people in living their dreams. And
Yes.
I know that that is a lot of the bottom line on Beauties on Successful Strives. But I want you to tell my Simply Felicity viewers as well as podcast listeners all about it.
Thank you so much, Felicity. And I also want to just first thank you for trusting me with your platform. I do not take it lightly. And my goal is to give my very best, because I can tell from, when we were messaging each other and even just seeing your vibrancy now that this is your baby. This is something that you love, that you're proud of, and that you put forth a lot of attention and effort into. And so I want to make sure that I am giving you and your audience my very best, because that's truly what you all deserve. And thank you so much for trusting me to do that.
Oh, that's now you can tell this is going to be an encouragement fest today because when you get two encouragers together, you cannot stop them. She just wants to start by encouraging. I already know where this is going.
This is amazing. What you're doing is amazing. And like I said, I can see it. I can see your vibrancy. I can see your love for it. And so I'm truly honored, and I am truly so thankful that you trust me with your platform. And so like you said, I am the founder of Beauties on Successful Strides, which is the acronym for BOSS. And basically what it is, I used to say it was a women's empowerment organization, but what I'm realizing is that we are already empowered. It's just an awakening of the power that lies within us. And so now what I'm saying is that we're a sisterhood that lift each other up as we are all climbing. And we are really big on growth and development. And when I say that, I mean growth in each and every area of our life. Not just professionally, which we have a lot of women that are entrepreneurs and doing extremely well within our organization, but also when it comes down to the way that you are providing self-love to yourself, your spiritual practices and rituals, when it comes to how you are showing up each and every day when you are leaving your home, about your home, and if your home is vibrant and full of love and energy, the way that you are when it comes to relationships. So we cater, and with your health and wellness, that's a biggie. I don't even know how I was about to leave that out. You know, how you are with your body and treating your body as your temple. You know, we are, our focus is on the growth and development of that so that you can live your dreams, your vision out loud together. What I always say is that we as women, we are very strong. We are strong women. And I know this because we wear many different hats and we can put on some 6 to 9 inch heels and walk them very well, okay?
Right?
We are strong. So imagine how much stronger. Imagine the grounds that we can break and the new pavement that we can lay down of endless opportunities if we came together and lift each other up as we are all climbing. And that is what we do with Boss, and that is the continued vision and mission behind our organization.
It's fantastic because we do tend to get Lone Ranger-ish in what we do, but women are relational creatures, and I think we thrive and strive best with each other. Have you seen that? Has that been the feedback from people in your organization?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the biggest thing that women, I have a lot of women that would say that at one point they didn't even like women. Like they did not like females. They didn't get along with them. They was like, when you see them, you'll see them hanging with the guys because they couldn't do women because the women are catty. And what we have to understand is I am a woman of God. I am a strong, strong believer in God. So when I speak a lot on that spiritual end, right? And so what we have to understand is that when there is a powerful force that comes together, the enemy does his best to tear it apart. And so that is the quote unquote catty women. And that's what they were saying. Like, I can't deal with catty women. Women are so catty and they're so judgmental and all these other different things like that. Within our organization, many of those women, you'll see them, they're the first one to hug. They're the first one to celebrate. They're the first one to talk about, oh, sis did this, sis did that. We are doing this together. Many business collaborations has been formed from our organization. Friendships. I have women, we've been around for 5 years, and I have our day oneers talking about how they are still so close with women that they have connected with through Boss. And
Wow.
so, yes, that we are doing it, and the vision, the mission is to just go so far beyond what we've done so far. I always say this is still just the beginning.
That's fantastic. And I have to raise my hand. I'm one of those women that had to say, like, I wasn't crazy about other women growing up. I did find that same thing. And as I got older and I felt that God was encouraging me, you're not going to not like a whole half of the human race that I made. Like, that ain't okay with me. You're not just gonna say like I made them. So you can't just say you don't like all of them, right? What I found is that some of the women I get along with best are women that had the same complaints I did. So we were there, right? We were all out there, but we just, like you said, we allowed the enemy to alienate us.
Yeah.
Thank God that, there was a place of maturity that he brought me to where I found, no, there are other women like me that don't want to. And then now I'm at a place of forgiveness and compassion to understand that catty women don't want to be that way. They're not happy. I mean, you don't come from a place of joy and stab others in the back. You don't come from a place of joy and gossip and talk about people and stuff like that. Like, you might not know another way, but that's not like they're not living their best life in doing that. Right. So there's room to even have understanding with women that I wouldn't consider, my kind of chicks or whatever. So it's been a great learning experience, and that's exciting to hear you're providing that for people.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And another thing that I want to say too, excuse me, another thing that I had wanted to say about that too is that we are in an age now of social media, right? And, you know, with us being in a social media era, what I'm starting to realize is that women are more and more in competition with each other, with trying to be or do what they're seeing other people being and doing. Not realizing that most of it is a facade, but they are trying to keep up with this image and this vision. And then they are becoming more and more angry at each other because they are not able to keep up. And the reason why is because it's not real.
Yeah, right.
It's not real. What I'm finding is that it is more important to put on the show of I am doing so well. My marriage is so phenomenal. My home is just crazy. I'm going on vacation after vacation after vacation. Like my bank account is massive. It is so important to put on the show of this versus actually living it and actually creating it. And the thing about us and our heart and our emotions is that they don't lie to us. So you can continue to put on this show all you want to, but you're becoming more and more angry at yourself because you're not putting in the work to actually create it for yourself. And because you don't want to deal with you and your own insecurities to even make you want to put on this show, you're pushing it out on the other women that you're trying to emulate. And because of that, you are talking down on women. You are talking against them. You are honestly sometimes praying for their downfall so that they, because of you, are really pushing out your anger and hurt towards yourself because you're not willing to actually do the work so that what you are showcasing can actually be real for you.
Right. And with the humility would come working along with other women that could help you to enhance and to get there. And I just want to say, you know, I love to pull behind the curtain a little bit and kind of deal with what reality gives us. And I don't want you to go into any detail that would make you uncomfortable, but I do want to say I'm really proud of you, Yasmine, because before our interview today, you had something you said that happened that was a disappointment, that was a kind of a stab in the heart or whatever. And yet you wanted to pull it together to do this. And I know it's not about putting on a brave face and fronting, but I would just like you to share, what did you do to overcome that? You know, because sometimes the emotional pain can be so deep and it's hard to even move on in your day. You know what I mean? Or we let it hijack the rest of our day, that kind of a thing. And I just wanted you to give a sort of practical tip, because as we're pursuing our dreams, we're pursuing things that are going to help move us forward and stuff. These nuts just like to come like, wow, really strategic, right in the nick of time, right? So what did you do? Walk me through that.
Yes, I call it your desert season, and that's what I was telling you. And I thank you for even welcoming it, because I was going to share a little bit of it because it's been on my heart. And so what I call it is, for me, my desert season, because I have been dealing with a lot of things that has been honestly trying to throw me off my game. You know, that has been trying to push me off course. And usually, honestly, what I would do, I would fold. I would conform to what's going on. I would become depressed. I would get to the point where I don't want to do anything. I would trick my mind into thinking I don't care so that I could be comfortable and not doing anything. And so with this season that I have been in, I have been very, 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 very intentional about stepping back to come back forward genuinely. You know,
Wow.
because I have, because if we like even today, we were supposed to film this an hour earlier.
Right.
I could have moved forward with that. But then I would be doing a disservice to you and to your community because I was not in a good space and I didn't take care of me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so I needed to take care of me. What I did, Felicity sis, I sat in the tub.
Okay, nice.
And sat in a tub and I allowed my thoughts to unwind. Like I allowed myself to unwind. You know, I ended up talking to my baby sister and I let it go.
Nice.
I let it go and then I came back forward.
Wow. That's powerful. See, these are the practical things, you know what I mean? What can we do? Sometimes not everyone has a good example of how to deal with setbacks. You know what I mean? They may have seen people around them just get angry, fold, get depressed, whatever. And we're wanting to grow and mature out of that. So I really appreciate, like I said, you pulling back the curtain and sharing.
Yeah, because the thing is, and this is what I've been having to learn. I think this is one of, because when I told you that I feel like God's preparing me for something, it also molding me. And what I know that I've had an issue with is the sequential order that God put us in, where it is God, then ourselves, then if you're married, your marriage, then your family, like your children, whatever, and then everything else afterwards. And so for the longest of time, I was putting everything before me. Everything before me. And even a lot of times I was putting a lot of stuff before my marriage, before my husband. And so what I have been challenged to do is be okay with doing what I need to do for me so that I can be able to show up and be wonderfully great for you. And at first I was thinking, I know that many women think this as well, but I've talked to hundreds of women, so I know many women think this as well, is how in the world do you do that? Because you're being pulled in so many different ways. Like and us as women, we can become so needed. Like, it seems like either the phone doesn't stop ringing with problems that we got to deal with. You know, if we're at work, it seems like the woman is the one that everybody want to come to and say, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you finish this project? Can you help me with that? Can you do this? If you were in church, then you're doing a lot of the different community work for the church and everything. And if you're volunteering, it seems like it just seems like you're being pulled in so many different ways. Remember, we wear so many different hats, right?
Right.
And so I asked the question, I'm like, how am I able to actually truly do this? And you're able to do that by trusting God's order. Because when you trust God's order, then everything else that you have to do, you will be able to do it, and you'll be able to do it greatly.
Wow.
Not like, oh, I could have did that better. Yeah, you probably could have did that better because you were stressed out, you know, when you were trying to perform it. So yeah, right. You're right. You're wrong. You probably could. You were overwhelmed when you were doing it. So now you got to do it over again.
Wow.
And so that's what I have been learning to do, and I'm still learning to do, is when I know I need to take a step back, I take that step back and then I come back forward.
That's really awesome. And I think if you're in a place where you're super uncomfortable saying no or being displeasing to one of these sources, groups, people that are pulling on you, if it is like you just can't handle the thought of displeasing this other person, group, organization, blah, 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 there's something going on with your self-love.
Absolutely.
Why do you have to have that approval? So see, so we're pointing at the others, saying it's their fault that I can't show up strong, or how can I even do this, right? We're saying it's their fault. It's not them.
Right.
It's us. Like, we're just too uncomfortable with the idea of displeasing someone because we are not internally pleased. And that's
Absolutely.
why I love that scripture that godliness with contentment is great gain. So the
Yes.
godliness is putting things in God's order, or seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added. All these things will come into place, right? So that's the godliness, that's the order. Contentment is, you know what, I'm good. And then when I'm not good, I get good. Nobody else is necessarily going to get good until I get good, because I'm the only
Exactly.
one in control of this here. Like I'm the only one in control of me being okay.
Yes. At the end of the day, you show people how to treat you.
Right.
You show things how to be, and resources how to become available to you. You know, like that's another thing too. Like if you are, for whatever reason, you are lacking resources that you may need, it's most likely because of the fact that you are not showing the resources how to be available to you.
Mm.
And,
Wow.
and another thing that I had to realize, because it's not that opportunities are not available, opportunities are endless. To me, opportunities are blessings. And
Mm-hmm.
God don't stop pouring blessings.
Right.
You know, it's all about whether or not we are showing up for them.
Wow.
If we are positioning ourselves in order to be able to receive those opportunities and those blessings, and allowing those opportunities and the blessings to know that I'm available to you. Like, come to me, I'm available to you. and then also being able to go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also being able to go for it. And so in this season that I am in right now, it's challenging, but it's also been rewarding. And that's because for the first time ever, and I'm praying that I continue to do this because it's not easy, it's because I'm being obedient.
Mm.
You know, even with continuing on with our call, you know, when we were talking, you were saying like, well, maybe we could just reschedule. I said, no, I have to be obedient because it's something I committed to.
Yeah.
You know, and so during what I put a post up, I believe it was a couple days ago, and it was inspired. I was inspired to post it because of something that someone that's close to me is going through. And I was talking about how the delivery of your blessings can be painful.
Right.
Right?
Women
Because,
understand that. Yeah.
yes. And because we always think that, you know what I'm saying, that God gives us the blessings, it's just going to be all beautiful and wonderful and all these other different things. And once you get it in your hand, yeah, you're going to be excited. Just like with the baby, the labor part is painful. I just had one. He was painful. That was hard. And I don't like pain. And it was
Right.
painful. So,
We want like UPS delivery, but he's talking about the natural organic
the
delivery.
natural organic, like you skip the epidural type of pain, you know? And so, but once the delivery is there, once you have your baby in your hand, it's like none of that matters.
Right.
None of it. It just becomes a story that you tell, a testimony that you share. And that's sometimes, and I'm not saying all the time with God's blessing, but sometimes your blessings can have a painful delivery.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of, that metaphor just came to me. So there are those two types of delivery. You know, are you having the natural birth where you're like carrying this thing? And then it's having that process of actually coming from inside of you out into the world,
Yeah.
which there's struggle in that, just like the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. And yes, sometimes it's the show up on your door, UPS delivery. You know, you didn't have a whole ton to do with except for, you know, maybe some prayer and faith. Sometimes you don't even have that. It's just God's mercy. Someone else does all the work and bam, it's just at your door, right? So,
Yeah.
so we have to remember there's two different kinds of deliveries, and of course
Not
we
just one,
all
very
want.
simple.
But you know what? We all want the one at the door that we didn't have anything to do with. But I doubt for anyone that's had a child, male or female, that there's anything that you've ever gotten at your door that means as much as something that came from the inside out.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no comparison to that. And even if you haven't had a child, but you've birthed a dream in that type of manner, you know what I'm talking about. So
Yes. And even with that, sis, what I wanted to add to that is that we have to always remember that we are in a space of growing, you
right,
know, and character building. Because
right,
if it was always helicopter landed on your front lawn, if it was always just a knock knock at the door, here's your blessing, you
right,
know, you have to work for it. How long do you think you would appreciate it?
right.
You know, how long do you think that you would value it? You know, like how long would you feel like, you know what I'm saying, like this is something that I need to smile about, you know, because it'll become ordinary.
When
It'll
I
become,
think about children that are treated that way, that get pretty much everything they want, they're really hard to be around. Let's be honest. Let's just be
yes,
honest. So,
yes,
you
we
know what?
will.
I mean, so God, he's a better parent than anyone. Do you think he's gonna just do that and make a bunch
Yes,
of spoiled brats?
exactly. And sometimes it's okay. Sometimes you need that to know that life doesn't always have to be a struggle. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
No,
Yeah,
it's
like
balance.
it has to be a balance, and it's not even going to always be like this, where it's all on the same level. Like you might have more struggles than more helicopter gifts, or it might be the other way around, and or it might be level. You know, it all depends on the type of person that you are at the end of the day. But like you have to have some where it's not with an upper door. Like you have to have some where it's just like organic and raw and real, and you're going through that growing. I call it growing pains.
Yeah,
Going
because we're
through the
growing.
growing pains because you appreciate it so much more than when it just a knock knock at your door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it makes you value it incredibly, you know, to the point where you can't keep it to yourself. Because we have
And
to
of
remember
course, you're a different person at the end of that. And that goes to your point of
yeah,
growth. I mean, you're not even the same person. And so God used that situation perfectly constructed to get you to the next level of where you need to be. So you really do have a good understanding of your desert season. And I'm excited that about the opportunity you provide to women. So tell me, are you still, I want to talk about the format of how you provide this, what the organization is. Is it still quarterly events?
we do. We host our quarterly luncheons. It's our Boss Women's Luncheons and Celebration, which is phenomenal, and we also have it open for everyone. Well, we also have workshops. We have our online calls that we do to stay connected with each other. And then we have our online community where we're able to just, that's where I post inspirational things. That's where I post our videos. If I have videos or whatever, I just want to get on there and just talk, I'll post that and stuff as well. And so that's how we stay connected and engaged.
Wow.
And I'm looking because of part of different experiences I've had, and this is something I'm looking to do at some point, within the next year or so, is to create a boss hotline.
Oh,
You
wow.
know, yeah, where you're just able to go and just talk to somebody, and they don't have to know who you are, what's going, you know what I'm saying? Like anything about you, like you could just talk, you could tell them what's up, you could be so, I call it butt naked honest, where it's just like nothing stays on, so that you could be able to be poured back into without feeling judged or without feeling like this person is going to look at you a certain type of way after you tell them everything. Because I had a very close friend to me. She was the co-founder of of Boss, and she passed away. This month is her 1 year anniversary of her death.
Really?
And it hurt me incredibly, and I'm still healing from it. I believe that that's part of what has been going on with me recently, because I know, this is her anniversary. And that was that person for me where I can tell anything to. I can talk to about anything. I mean, we prayed, we fasted, she would fast for me. This woman was honestly, she was really, I call her our Enoch. I strongly and truly believe that she was our Enoch. And so once she was no longer, since she's been no longer here, and this is something that I'm still dealing with, is being able to be that raw, boldly honest with anybody. And so I'm like, okay, I had got to the point where I'm like, who do I talk to? What do I, and God had to work on me, and I've been sharing, things that has been going on with me with other people, even with me sending you that message, and before you prayed with me about one experience that I was having too, that took a lot for me to do.
Wow.
Yeah. But it also let me know that there are other women out there that is like that, and we need that that time where we can just talk and just be butthole naked honest, and just and be poured into from that space, not from okay, I'm gonna tell you a little bit, because then you can really receive what it is that you need in order to move forward. And so that's what I'm looking to do with Boss, to really, really help us with the growth and development aspect, so we can truly grow out of the different things that is holding us back, and that is preventing us from playing full out. Because we as and it's honestly, we as women, we can be really, really good at holding grudges. We can be really, really good at lack of forgiveness, and we can be really, 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 really good at making ourselves believe that we done forgave when we ain't forgave Jack. And so having that Boss hotline is going to be able to help so many women, I believe, to be able to truly break free and do some unimaginably things because the weight is off.
I love that, and it sounds like it'll be in honor of your friend. But that hotline just sounds like something beautiful to honor your friend, and she was a hotline to you. But like you said, it will help those that are calling in. It'll help those that answer that call as well, to be able to pour into other people and realize the beauty of vulnerability. I know that's something I work on as well, is just being able to tell people when I'm struggling and things like that. And I had my whole reasons, good reasons why I didn't share things with people. I mean, to be honest, one of the things is just sometimes people don't respond well. But, and that's just and you just had somebody dear to you pass away, so you may know, because people don't always respond well when you have a death, and then they don't know what to say, and people say some kind of kooky things. So, that's something where God allows people to be exposed to that, but they're able to survive it. Yeah. And so I have to remember that and not shield myself from people saying goofy things. You want to give people an opportunity when you need, and it's not, you want to be wise. If someone doesn't handle that well, then you don't keep going back to them. But if you need something, and you just trust that the Holy Spirit that this is a good time to share, then you have to go for it. So I appreciate you bringing that up too. We're getting real and raw here today, a little bit longer podcast today, but these are my favorite kind of conversations to have, just to be able to look behind the scenes. I love talking to people about their dreams. What does it take to build a dream? And this is part of it. This is a main part of it, because you can do a lot of the top half and the sunny side things that are great to talk about. But if you're not doing this half of things that we're talking about, vulnerability, self-care, moving back to go forward, showing up as your best self, doing what it takes to do that, not your fake self, your actual best self in that situation, then whatever you build is not going to be sustainable. So
Absolutely.
This is the real deal. I know that people were blessed by you sharing your heart today, Yasmine, and I want you to tell them, how can they find Beauties on Successful Strives?
Thank you. Thank you so much. So
On
we
Facebook, website.
Yeah. So our social media platforms, you can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Facebook, LinkedIn. I have a few different Facebook pages, but it's called Beauties on Successful Strides. Just look up Beauties on Successful Strides. You can find us there. Instagram is at Beauty, BEAUTY, Strides, SPRIDES. And then our website is beautystrives.com. You can find us there as well.
Awesome. Look her up, look up this community of beautiful women. You can see by their leader what you're going to get when you check it out. So I just encourage you to resource yourself with that and support it. And again, Yasmine, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much, Felicity, for having me. Thank you for your patience with me. And again, I truly, truly thank you for trusting me with your baby, with your platform, with your audience. Thank you.
You served us well today.